Hello, this is Linus Wilson. We're talking about The End's Beginning on Netflix, the series premiere of The Witcher on Netflix. So I think the overview, I really loved the intro sequence. I thought it was really interesting how it went, how it I just verified the audio is working. That's great. Um, I it was it had a really nice opening sequence from what I saw. I really liked it. It was surprising to see Geralt come out of the water there. I thought that was pretty cool, and I really liked that fight sequence. I liked all the fight sequences. Really, I thought they were all pretty cool, especially the ones involving Geralt and Renfri. But we'll get to that in a bit. But the fight with the Kikamore, even though the Kikamore kind of has that weird face, it's a little seems kind of like cutesy face, but we've seen the Kikamore in all the Comic Cons that they've been promoting the show at. So that wasn't a big surprise, and of course it was in the trailer. I think there was a lot. If you'd watched the trailers, then which you see here, you see the final trailer and the official tease. The I was really impressed by Jodie May in the trailers. I was less so impressed by her Queen Calanthe in this because I was waiting for her to deliver those awesome lines, and that was not the best. But I still, Jodie May had a lot to work with here, and I thought she did a good job. Uh, it was a very exciting episode. I thought maybe we'd see a bit of Yennefer, even though we're expecting to see her in Four Marks, which I've not watched yet. Um, so my plan for these videos is to react to the episodes as I see them, and so it's early in the morning here in the Central Time Zone of the USA, and I'm just going to react to the episodes as I watch them. I uh, I was surprised by I was kind of surprised at the sequencing of things in the Blaviken story, but I liked Marilka. She was really cool. Um, I think I liked Lars Mikkelsen. I I didn't remember the illusion, but I think that probably is in the short story. I've listened to it about 3 times, but not in the last month. And so I think that uh, I thought that was cool. I thought the illusion was cool, and it kind of maybe was better than just having him in an old tower. And I felt, having played. So I have a let's play of The Price of Neutrality, which is about the curse of the Black Sun, and it's very closely related to the Lesser Evil short story. And I was just really amazed at how closely Emma Appleton's performance was to the voice actress in that. I mean, I felt like even down to her voice, it reminded me of the voice actress in The Price of Neutrality, which is a premium module for The Witcher One. So if you buy The Witcher One today, which costs $10 or maybe $1.50, if you get it as your first purchase on GOG, then it you get the premium modules as part of that. They're just a little hard to find, but we have the Let's Play of The Price of Neutrality, and I think we got all the episodes up now except for one about how to kill the princess, which is not easy, but how closely the Emma Appleton performance followed that. Um, you know, Renfri's just such an interesting character. Um, I'm not sure if Emma conveyed why she was so mad. She said the lines and she acted well in other things, but that madness, that craziness, I don't know if she made that jump. So, like for instance, um, in Game of Thrones, right, where there's a break with uh, where there's a break with the Dragon Queen, that was done so well on the face of the actress. I'm not sure that was. I'd have to rewatch it, but it didn't seem as obvious to me when we saw that break with Emma Appleton. So let's just go through the things that happened, right? So, number one, Geralt of Rivia goes and kills the Kikamore, brings the Kikamore into town, right? Emma Appleton, Princess Renfri, uh, intercedes on Geralt's behalf to prevent the thugs that work for her, from attacking him in the bar. And they have drinks, and then Marilka takes, or Geralt, yeah, Marilka takes Geralt to the mage Stregabor. Geralt wanted to take the Kikamore to the alderman. We never saw the alderman, or if we did, it was not obvious. He didn't really have a conversation with the alderman. That was all done through Marilka, and then he meets with Stregabor. Um, then he meets with Renfri again, and they discuss her story. And then they spend the night together. He wakes up after seeing Renfri's prophecy, and I think that's obvious that the girl in the woods was not Renfri, but the girl in the woods is, of course, Cirilla Fiona, Princess of Cintra, his destiny. But Geralt doesn't know that at this time. This is obviously many years before Ciri was born, right? So the Butcher of Blaviken story, maybe it's like 20 years before Ciri was born or something like that. 10 years, who knows? But none of this is contemporaneous. And then Geralt goes into town to try to stop her plan to kill the people in the square. He's intercepted by the bandits, and then the bandits are uh, dispatched. And that was the coolest scene. That fight scene was the coolest. I was so impressed by the choreography for that. Um, and Renfri really kind of gives Geralt the business, and it's a very close fight. But he prevails and ends up killing Renfri. They didn't have the little part where she says, "Come closer and hug me," and she's just dead. Whereas that's something in the books that you get that kind of extra chill about Renfri, about how evil that she was going to kill him at the last. But he just, for some reason, didn't take the bait. But that's not in the show. And then he's intercepted by Stregabor and warns Stregabor not to take her body and dissect her. And then we the and then the townspeople of Blaviken start stoning him and yelling at him. Luckily, they didn't have a lot of stones. They only had a few stones. Otherwise, he would have been in real trouble. But they just kind of scowl at him, I guess, at the end, which is fortunate for Geralt. And that I think that's that's kind of all for Geralt's story, and he rides out of Blaviken. On Ciri's side of the story, we have the ball, right? And Ciri's just enjoying life with her step grandfather Eist, who seems like a nice guy. Eist from Skellige, and they say that the ships from Skellige are going to back up Cintra. They don't end up making it, right? They get caught in a storm, and that they say at the dinner that they think that the Nilfgaardians are not gonna are not gonna attack Cintra, and then they find out they are attacking Cintra. Technically, I don't know why they met them outside of the city if they were much superior numbers. Maybe they had bad. Maybe they had. It seems like they had really bad intelligence because they didn't know where Nilfgaard was. They were surprised by that, and it seemed kind of foolish for them to meet them on the battlefield if they were so outnumbered. Eist is killed in combat, and then Queen Calanthe is injured. I just loved the armor of Calanthe and Eist, right? So I think a lot has been said about the Nilfgaardian armor, but the Cintrian armor is just a magnificent. And I found it, like I said, I found it a little slow with the Calanthe side of the story because I was waiting for all those exquisite lines they put into the trailer, which maybe they shouldn't have. And then it seemed like the story for her went kind of slowly, and they pass it. So eventually, Nilfgaard gets into the city and into the inner keep, and Mousesack, played by Adam Levy, is able to keep them off with a magical spell. So Mousesack's a druid. But the druids have kind of magical abilities, and for a lot of purposes they behave just like mages. And the Nilfgaardians finally are able to breach his spell and breach the keep, and then they pass out the poisons, and a lot of the Cintrian nobility commit suicide rather than being captured. And I thought that part was a little bit slow, but I guess it was because of the trailers. I thought that maybe had I not watched the trailers, then I would have been like, okay. But I really did like the scenes with Sir Lazlo. That was really cool. The scene with Sir Lazlo, poor Sir Lazlo. It was really cool with Cahir. I was surprised at how much Cahir seemed like a nice guy, because he did take her out of the burning city. He really just kind of took her in the same direction as Sir Lazlo was going. It's like he continued to take her out of the city and away from the Nilfgaardian army, and then we saw a little snippet of that with Calanthe, that Ciri had those powers, right? And there's kind of that. I very much feel it. And I think that's also in the books, is the parallels between Renfri and Ciri are just very strong. And the thing about Renfri having this ability to repel magic, I thought, and so she had some sort of magical aura to repel magic. Of course, Ciri has much stronger powers. We saw that with the cups, with Calanthe, but then we saw it with Cahir, the winged knight of Nilfgaard, when she spooks his horse and causes the earth to rend asunder, and that gives her a gap so she can run away from Cahir and run in the woods on her own. So overall, I liked the episode. I thought it was very interesting. I thought it was a bit darker than I was expecting. It was just very dark, especially Geralt's side of the story. Of course, Ciri's side of the story was very light and cheery in terms of the lighting, but Geralt seemed gritty and just dark, gritty, very gritty story, and it didn't seem as it felt like the Cintra scenes, they really went all out, and then the Butcher of Blaviken was kind of like a callback to Vichima in Witcher 1, which is maybe not a good thing because the graphics in Witcher 1 was poor, or a callback to maybe even the Polish series in terms of the sets. Although I thought the bar was good, but maybe the streets of Blaviken I was not a super fan of that. But there you go. What are you gonna say? It's as good as you're gonna get, and I liked it overall, and I thought it was really cool. Um, I don't have a strong take on how Cavill is doing or not. Maybe it's because he's doing so well that he just kind of fits into it like a glove right now. But he's not dazzling. I also was, I guess, pleasantly surprised at how well I thought Freya Allen did as Ciri. That I thought she did a good job, and I was expecting kind of worse, and it seemed fine to me. I really liked the I think it's Bjorn Halderson or something. I have his name somewhere around here, but I really liked the Eist character, and I really liked Adam Levy too. Overall, I think I liked Emma Appleton. She's kind of so enchanting, and she really catches your attention, even if she didn't make that madness thing. She didn't maybe make it work in her eyes. I don't know how you do it well, but I just felt like it wasn't quite there. But I think overall, on the other part, she did quite well. In the physical acting, I think she did quite well. And for instance, the fight scenes. So I thought that was awesome. So we'll do another one of these for episode 2. Subscribe to the Linus Wilson channel for the latest news and analysis about fantasy TV, such as The Witcher and Netflix. And join the conversation. Let me know what you thought of the episode. Bye-bye.